Okay, I'm going to be making homemade pumpkin peanut butter dog bones. It's all ingredients that you have pretty much around the house usually. And this is the recipe. Okay, so you could use any wheat flour, but I use this Prairie Gold because that's what they seem to be carrying right now at Walmart, so that's what I have. And I'm going to use regular milk, but you can use canned milk or any kind of milk you want. I have Gerber sweet potatoes. So this ain't going to be pumpkin, this is going to be sweet potatoes, but they do sell the one that says pumpkin on there. And here's Quaker oats. And I use Jiffy peanut butter creamy. And 2 eggs. Oh boy, I already cracked an egg. We're ready to go. And Pam spray. And all my measuring cups. I have a cup for the flour, so you need 2 cups of flour. A half a cup for the oatmeal. Half a cup. And you need of milk. You need 3 tablespoons of milk. 2 to 3, but I put 3. 1, 2, 3. The way I pour it, it looks like it's probably a little more than 3. Turn this off. Okay, now I'm going to add the baby food, Gerber baby food, and I like these because these are 2 ounces, and this is 2 ounces and that's 2 ounces, and together that's 4 ounces, and that's a half a cup, so it works out just right for the recipe. And you just go ahead and pour that in there. There's no special way to, you know, you don't have to, well, I guess you could follow the list of ingredients in order. But if you don't follow them in order, it doesn't matter either because it still comes out the same way. Because some recipes are kind of sensitive like that. Sometimes you have to put them right in order, but there's no real order for this. It doesn't matter. Okay, so there we go. Let me throw these away. And now I'm going to add my eggs. Try not to get the peeling in there. And it takes 2 eggs. I think I cracked this one already. Nope. I did get a piece of peeling in there. I'm going to have to get it out. No, I got more peeling in there. Okay. Okay. So now I need a half a teaspoon of salt. And if your dog is on a low salt diet for some reason, a lot of dogs are for weight problems, you don't even need to add the salt, but I like to add a little bit of salt and spread that around. It's half a teaspoon. And then the only thing I recommend that I didn't do right first was put your peanut butter first before you put your pumpkin, because otherwise your spoon's dirty and you don't want to get this into your peanut butter. So I'm going to have to clean off my spoon here. Make sure I got it clean. Okay. Then I need, so some 3, where's it out? Okay, 3 tablespoons. This is probably bigger than a tablespoon. And I fill that up. I get it pretty full. I prefer it that way because it makes the bones softer and more flavorful for the dogs too. So I add 3 good-sized spoons. Okay. And then you just mix your ingredients. Okay, and you just go ahead and mix all those ingredients until they're well mixed. And the way your dough should be is like peanut butter cookies. If you ever made peanut butter cookies, it feels practically the same way. You just keep making sure you scrape your sides, get all the ingredients in there. Mix it all together. Okay, so I got it almost mixed up, so I'm going to, from here I take it and I work it with my hand. So I'm going to clean off my spoon a little bit. Spray down. And I just get in there with your hand and just start mixing it. See how it's like a dough already? You just start getting that extra flour from the bottom. I clean off my sides with the, and then you end up with a pretty clean bowl from using your dough to clean your sides up. And you want to get that flour off the bottom. And I punch it around a little bit and beat it up. Make sure it's mixed pretty good. And you could tell when it's really good because it's like a really good cookie dough. If it doesn't feel right, then you didn't add the ingredients right. You know, like maybe you forgot something or another, but you could tell with that dough. It's soft and yet sturdy. See, there you go, that's that. And then we're going to roll it out and start cutting it up. And this batch makes approximately 160 cookies, and so it takes a little bit more than this size of cookie pan, so it takes about an extra 20 little cookies or something. So I also do this little pan, I spray it up a little bit for the extra, and then I spray this just a little bit. You don't have to go too crazy. Then I have this pastry roller, but you can use any rolling pin you want. And my little cookie cutter. I got this from Amazon.com, my wooden board. And I just grab a handful of dough. And it's pretty, it doesn't stick to the board because of the peanut butter. So I roll it out. You can roll it out as thick as you want it. Like if you want a thick bone, you can leave it that thick. But I go a little thinner, because my dogs are tiny and I want them to have a smaller bone. And once you start a certain size of bone, you want to stay at that same thickness, because that way they all cook evenly. And I take my cookie cutter and cut out my little dog bones, and the extra I put to the side. You want to put them on for me, Mom? Okay. I'll let you put them on. And then we line them up in the pan. Smash it down a little bit. And I get the sides. And I just keep doing the same thing until all the dough is gone. Kind of an odd shaped one. And then the leftovers, I just get it and make it into a ball and grab a little bit more, put it together, put it down and roll that back out. Doesn't have to be a perfect roll. See, I got that little crooked, it's no big deal. Just work around it. Okay. And you start cutting it. I like to start in the middle. You can start wherever you want. Oops. Okay, and we're just going to keep going until we fill that entire pan up. And then I'll show you where we go from there. Okay, I'm down to the last little bit of dough left that I have. I've already filled up that pan, and that's probably pretty close to 100 right there. And then I use this pan because it's the smallest one I have. You could use any pan you want. And I'm going to finish cutting these out. And I just keep working this last bit of dough. I don't even really roll it. I just kind of smash it down at the end. And I just keep cutting it. I think I can get one more out of this. Let's see what we got here. And then usually if I have enough, which I don't think I will, I stick this in here and just get this last little piece and shape it into a bone. That actually made a pretty decent bone. What I have left. And just come out with an odd shape. Okay, and then I take the rest of these and I just go ahead and line them up in here. Okay, in the meantime, I've had my oven, I have a convection oven, so I have to cook my temperature a little different. I think the recipe says 350 for about 20 minutes, but because I have a convection, I put mine at 325 for 12 minutes. And the longer you leave it in there, in the oven, the harder the bone gets. And the reason why I only put 12 is because I like it pretty soft for my dogs, because one of them don't even have teeth, and that way they can eat the bones. And that's why I started making bones, is because to make them soft, because you really can't buy soft dog bones in the store. Everything's really hard. So I started doing this, and my dogs love it. And you know, they actually look a lot healthier eating this too, because it has the peanut butter, the wheat, the oatmeal, eggs, milk. I mean, that's pretty healthy stuff. It's got a lot of vitamins in there for them, and protein and everything, so it's good for them. So I'm going to put this in the oven, and we're going to cook it for 12 minutes. So we took out the bones out of the oven, and we got the two pans, and I'm going to dump the one pan on top of the other one, just so that I can get the pan out of the way. And then you allow them to cool completely before you start putting them away and storing them, because they'll sweat in the bags or whatever you put them in, and you don't want them to sweat. So, and then I'll show you me putting them in the bags here in a minute. Okay, here they are, finally cooled down. Takes about 15-20 minutes to cool down, depending on if you have a fan near it or not. And what I do is I get a large Ziploc bag, and just some cheap little sandwich bags, and I date them, the date I made them, which I put 8/8 on here. That way I know how old the bones are. And what I do is I put 20 bones in each bag for my dogs. You can put as many as your dogs need to eat for the day. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. My dogs usually 3 little Chihuahuas now eat these in about a day, day and a half. And I have them sitting out with me while I'm feeding them throughout the day. But the rest of them I keep in the refrigerator. So what I do is I put them in the bigger Ziploc bag like that. I fill them all up, 20 each or so. You can put as many as you need or want. And then I just keep it in the refrigerator, and I grab a bag as I use it during the day. And you want to use them probably within about 14 days. You could probably go 20 days But you could start to see that the little dog bone will turn color. It'll start getting white or a little fuzzy green on it or something. You know not to feed it to your dog then. But it takes, we usually go through them in about 14 days. So, and that's all there is to it.